Everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil. And today I want to talk about efficiently using your crystal income and how to maximize your energy usage and how to ensure that you're not spending crystals on energy refreshes that aren't really benefiting you. Before I go any further, please like and subscribe to this channel. Comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. It's cool to see a lot of my videos getting some views. Really means a lot to me, guys. So just thank you for your support, and let's continue to grow this channel. So back onto the topic of, crystal efficiency. One of the things to think about here is that it's always worth it, I would say. So myself, I'll kind of go into my crystal economy here. I get 240 crystals a day being in Kyber 2, and I get first in Fleet Arena almost every single day, which nets me a further 400 crystals. So there, without doing any daily challenges, things like that, I'm getting 640 crystals a day. Call it another 70 from daily challenges, and I'm getting 700 crystals a day, call it. So with those 700 crystals, I do 3 times regular energy refreshes, right? It's normally 50, so I've done my 3 for the day. That's 150 crystals. I do 3 times ship energy, which is another 150, right? So that's 300 crystals a day. And then I do 3 cantina refreshes, which gets me to 600 crystals that I'm spending on a regular basis every single day. So that leaves me with about 100 crystals left over on a regular day. And then anything I get from territory battles, other random events that pop up, Grand Arena wins, losses, round rewards, right? So any of these kind of crystals, those are just like extra income on top of my normal daily usage. So the reason I wanted to make this video is, I was thinking about like what's a good piece of advice to give you guys. And so from my humble opinion here, doing anything more than 3 times 50 for regular, fleet, and even mod energy is, and then doing 3 times 100 for cantina, right? So anything beyond the normal refresh, you're probably wasting crystals. And let me explain that in this, from looking at something like a stun gun here, right? So to buy stun guns out of the store, you get 1,300 crystals, gets you 50 salvage, right? So that 50, that's going to cost you, that breaks down to 26 crystals per stun gun. Now on a regular 50 energy refresh, if I get 2 stun guns, right, I've barely saved crystals, right? I've saved myself, 2 crystals, right? Because 2 times 50, or 50 divided by 2 is 25, compared to 26 out of the store. But if I get a third one, right, I've saved, a further 26 crystals. So now I'm at, 28 crystals saved, right? And so that math kind of also applies with stun cuffs and even cryotechs here, where they're 28 crystals per, item in the store. So by doing my 3 times 50s, I could be saving a little bit if I only get 2, but anything above 2 is bonus, right? That's how many crystals saved over the course of time. But if you do 100 energy refresh, right, now you're kind of rolling the dice and saying that even if you get 4 drops, right, which would be that's a pretty good day, right? If you think about 12 attempts, getting 4 gear pieces, that's pretty rare, right? So in that case, on a stun gun, I've saved 4 crystals. And in the case of, Carboni's, stun cuffs, cryotechs, I've saved about 12 crystals. So in the grand scheme of things, yeah, you're still saving yourself, but that's only if you get the best drop. Because if you only get 3 out of that 100, right, you've lost how many crystals, right, that you could have gotten. So that's just kind of something to keep in mind as you're, progressing through, is that, by doing that 100 refresh, you're setting the bar that much higher for you to have gotten your crystal worth. And if you're spending money in the game, right, maybe it's worth it to you to do that. If you're someone like myself who's just relying on the crystal income you get in the game, you're not buying any, you need to really be efficient with your crystals in order to, try and keep up with those guys as much as you can. In the Cantina, it's kind of the same thing where if you do 100 energy refresh, you're always going to be making money on your fragmented signal data and even the incomplete. These flawed pieces, it can be a little bit of the roll of the dice. They cost about 30 crystals, per piece in the store. So you figure that if I spend 100 crystals, I need to get 4 of these out of that 100 to have made my money, right? If I only get 3, it's not worth it. I could have done it in the store. Now, you are getting a chance to earn Omicrons, right? There's other things you're getting. But the question you have to ask yourself, is that, really worth it, right? So just kind of keep that in mind as we're going through. The next thing to think about here is mods, right? I'll kind of cover mods briefly here. Mods, spending crystals there can be really, really good if you get good mods out of it. But if you're not getting mods that you're going to keep, in my personal opinion, you're probably wasting some crystals there, right? That you could save to get you gear and whatnot. Mods is really, I would say, the biggest area of RNG in this game, because yes, you're always going to get the mod, but it's, okay, does it have a speed secondary? Yes, no. And then it's, does that speed secondary roll or not? And so that's kind of why I hesitate telling people just to go all in with mod energy, because you are really rolling the dice there. So that's just, again, something else to keep in mind for you guys. That as we're moving through, make sure that you're kind of spending those crystals wisely. And so, again, kind of back to myself, I'm banking 100 crystals a day. So you think over the course of 2 weeks, I'm able to buy a full stun cuff, Carbani, whatever it is, without having to, save like crazy, right? Without having to hoard crystals, completely. And that's without getting any bonus crystals from Grand Arena and whatnot. So on that, call it 600 crystals a day, you're able to still do a lot of energy refreshes by just kind of focusing on the areas you need. Now, let's say you're getting only, call it 300 crystals a day, right? That maybe you don't get anything from fleets, so you get 300 crystals a day. In that case, what we're going to want to do, I would say, is do 2 times regular energy, which is, that's 100 crystals right there, and probably 2 times Cantina, and there's your 300 crystals. The reason I would avoid ships at that point is because you can get all the gear that you can earn in ships, you can get elsewhere in the game, compared to the regular core gear that you just need so much more of. So again, guys, just my personal opinion that if you weren't getting that full 600, maybe you're only getting 300, I'd be focusing on 2 times Cantina, 2 times regular, and you move on there. But let me know what you guys think down below. Again, I didn't want to go too far down into oh, you only get 50 crystals a day. At that point, just do regular energy. But I'd love to hear from you guys on what you think. Hopefully this helps you understand when it's better to buy gear and when it's better to utilize your crystals. So, hopefully we can, continue to keep up with the people who are maybe spending some money in this game but aren't using it as wisely as we are the free crystals that we're getting. Thank you, everyone, for stopping in. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.